This right here is some of the spiciest Indian food I've ever eaten. Also, this bed is made. It's just a little wrinkly. I have been a bit under the weather, so you can probably hear in my voice just a little bit. It's been like 5 days, just overcoming a particularly overly congestive cold. Anyways, let's start at Devlog 32. This is gonna be so sick. Okay, so this week, I'm sorry. This week, I added in, I want to say, over 20 items. Let me just double check that. Okay, so there's 6 updated power-ups, just old power-ups that I changed or made them do different things, and 14 new power-ups. Let's go. That's 20. That's literally exactly 20. So let's start with the old items that I changed. First off, you'll notice there's only 4 bone hearts now. That's how much you're going to start with because I've added in a lot of HP upgrades, which, hey, I finally did it and figured out how to change the HUD and add in HP upgrades. So this here, I think is actually a new, that's a new power-up. We'll go over that later. This is an old one. It's the mushroom. Now, the mushroom, when we pick it up, should give us 0.5 damage. So you see our damage went up to 4. It gives us negative 0.1 speed, so our speed's 0.9. We move a little slower. You can definitely feel it. Our character, obviously, he grows bigger, and then our HP went up by 1. And you can see there that it has gone up by 1 as well. I updated my Ori tree. Now, if you've been following for a while, originally this was going to give you a double jump, but I've decided to change that and put it on a one-time use altar. So instead, Ori gives you 0.5 speed up. So now I'm at 1.4, and this is actually very significant. You're very fast when you get this upgrade. The Ori power, by the way, without the mushroom is, I don't know, it just feels even crazier. Just that even the 0.1 is so much. So definitely might need to nerf that because it feels pretty busted. And now you can see the difference here, even just looking. Like, I'm still fast, but I do not change as fast as the other one. Now let's look at bleed. So the bleed has now been changed so that when you pick it up, it gives you +1 damage. You can see there I now have 5 damage. And obviously the bleed effect, or if I shoot one of these Stegosauruses, the bleed icon pops on him and he's going to take bleed damage. Currently the way bleed damage is set up is you can shoot them up to 3 times, and then the 3rd time he's now taking 3 damage every tick, and then that's about as much as it stacks. Okay, now as for the change to the carrot, I just made it so that it increases your fire speed by 0.5. So you'll shoot out just a little bit faster. And it also lowered the speed of your special and your projectile by 50%, I believe. There we go. So it was working, but it just wasn't super noticeable. I set it to be more along the lines of 80% now is what the slowdown is. And I think I like that. I think I'll keep it like that. So that's what carrot does now, so it's not just some pointless upgrade. It does give you a little bit faster, I guess, fire rate, and then slows everything down, which can be kind of fun. Now, double shot has always worked when it comes to the gun here, but it didn't really do anything with the sword until now. Now double shot actually slashes twice. As you can see here, it is creating 2 different slashes, and they are both aiming in different directions. As you see here, it does do essentially double the damage when you hit someone. Now if we take something like Crow's Horn, which I also changed, you can get some really cool effects with it. As you see here on the 3rd slash, the special actually shoot out in 2 different directions there. So now this is just a lot cooler of an upgrade. Also nerfed the Crow's Horn slash that flies out there so that it only does 25% of total player damage. So whatever I'm doing, it's only doing 1 damage every time it ticks and hits someone. So that was significantly nerfed, and it definitely needed to be nerfed. Okay, now that we've gone over all of the old power-ups, let's freaking look at all the new ones. It's like what we want to see. It's like why you're here. Let's start off with this heart over here. So this is simply just an HP upgrade. You get it, gives you an extra heart. Dope. The sun will add a glowing, rotating sun around me, and as you can see here, on the foreground a little bit there, it does shine, and you can see it kind of shine on my player here as it rotates around him. It gives +5 to my fire rate, which is insane. It takes away 2 damage, adds 25 to my bullet and special speeds. It makes my character faster by 0.5, so you can see my speed now is very high because I picked up the Ori upgrade. And it gives me 15% crit chance. So as you can see there, it is now at 16% because you start out at 1%. So yeah, pretty cool, right? Now the moon. Creates a rotating moon around you. Look at that. You can have both of them going at once. The moon also kind of shines light, but it's a little different, not as intense. The moon will take 5 away from your fire rate, so you don't shoot as fast or attack as fast. It gives you +8 damage, and it'll take 50 speed away from your bullets and your specials. Ugh. It also takes away 0.25 of your speed, and takes 25% of your crit away. So we're not -9% crit. I cannot crit even if I wanted to. Now I really want to show off these better with the gun because I think they impact it just a little more than the sword. So I'm just gonna reload really quick. Okay, this is just my normal shots with just base stats. When I pick up the sun, there's the changes to my stats you can now see. And that is how much faster I shoot. Shot speed also does affect the special. As you can see here, I shoot way faster with the special. And having that increased crit chance is pretty nice. Now it's cool to get the sun and the moon together because when you get them together, they kind of balance each other out. So now I have very good damage and a pretty decent rate of fire. As you can see here, it's probably back to what we normally were at, maybe even just a tad bit slower. Actually, it is at 1. It's exactly where we were at the beginning. But instead we have 9 damage, which is crazy. Now to show the difference, if I pick up the moon here without the sun, these are the stats. I have -4 fire rate, -24% crit chance, 75 or 0.75 move speed, but I do have 11.5 damage. Now this is the move speed. Very ridiculously slow. It honestly might make some platforming challenges impossible. I don't know yet. Definitely got to do the testing on that. But on the bright side, if we want to kill something, let's see, 4 shots. That's pretty dang good. With the sword, yeah, you may do a ton of damage, but this is such a slow attack rate. Like I'm spamming the left click trying to attack, and that's how slow it is. So maybe something to think about before you pick this upgrade up. Yeah, you get the higher damage, but unless you're kind of hooked up and you have something in the future, I wouldn't say it's super worth it. Next up is not the Crowthorn hat, but it is Runic Slash. This will add a swirling purple particle or particles around my arm, and it will give a +2 to my fire rate. So this is my fire rate. When I pick it up, you can see these cool swirling particles around my dude. Very just a little addition, but it makes it cool. And this is my fire rate now. Just a little bit faster. This upgrade here is called Rustic Sword. So what this does is it will change the gradient on my arm, very similar to how the golden sword and the golden arrow do to your arm. And it will change it to a rustic gradient, as well as give you 0.75 damage. So it's just a little baby damage upgrade, but hey, you gotta have some crappy items or lesser items, and then you have to have this fun OP items to have a good roguelite, to have some good variety in gameplay. So there's that. You can see it's a little changed. There's the damage up over there. If I pick up, for example, the sword here, like let's show it off. That's what the sword looks like. You can definitely tell the difference in the gradients. It is subtle. Maybe if I pick up the Crowthorn here, you can see it's green on top, looks like rustic and maybe overgrown. And so that is the Rustic Sword upgrade. This upgrade is the Tribal Staff upgrade. What it does is it adds feathers onto Khan's wrist, and it gives you a +1 to your fire rate and +75 to the speed of your bullets and your specials. So if you pick it up, you'll see that there's a little faster now, and the speed of these specials. For the sword, probably doesn't impact it that much because they're severely limited, but for shooting, you'll definitely see an increase in the speed there. Now this power-up is called Sacred Medallion. What this does is it gives you a +2 to your fire rate, a +2 to damage, +5 to your crit chance, +0.15 speed, +1 to your max HP, and it will put you at full HP if you've been hurt. So not all the HP upgrades will give you all your HP back. So for example, if I'm taking damage here, And I walk over here, it should put me at full HP, and it gave me another HP up. So that item is dope. It's pretty much an all stats upgrade. The last power up here on this top level is called Broken Sword. What it does is it adds a glow effect around the weapon that Khan is holding. Also, you can see, I totally didn't mention, look at the feathers on his wrist there. It will follow his wrist. Anyways, sorry. So the Broken Sword will just add a red glow effect around the weapon, and it will give plus 1.5 damage. So it's just a standard damage up. There's the cool glow effect around the wrist there. Very similar to the purple particles, but it's just a little different. It's just a spinning, rotating light rays off of the weapon. All right, looking down here, we have the Scorpion upgrade. So the Scorpion will give plus 20% to your crit chance and just plus 50 to your bullet and special speed. So it's just a crit item. If I pick it up, boom, there it is. I will now crit way more often. I do still need to create crit particles or crit effect for when the sword crits, but the crit does still apply to the sword and any things that shoot out of it. This upgrade right here is called La Coca. That's how you say the Coke in Spanish. It gives plus 0.25 to your speed, and it will refill all HP if I've taken damage, so go ahead and hit me here, Elemental. Now if I pick this up, full HP, and I now move like I am caffeinated, which is awesome. This upgrade is called Green Leaf. It will give 0.75 damage plus 0.25 to your fire rate, and it will take 25 speed away from your bullet and your special speeds. If I pick this up there, you can see the stats increase over there. And now that we have a lot of items kind of gathered up, you can see that over the course of an entire run, like, oh wow, I've built up my character. Oh wow, all of his stats are different. He looks cool. He has these cool effects and feathers and a top hat. And so that's, when I see this, I'm stoked. I'm like, dude, this is looking like the Binding of Isaac. Like, we have like 8 or 9 power-ups. They're all working together, and my stats are looking cool. Like, this just gets me so freaking excited. This power-up is called Brink. We will come back to this at the very end, and you will see why. I want to jump down here to this power-up, which is called Mama Sarah. It gives plus 8 to our fire rate, which breaks the cap, and it lowers our damage by 90%, and it adds 100 to our bullet and special speeds. Now, this is amazing for the sword weapon. Why? So on the sword, normally you have to click, and normally, you know, fire rate isn't super important, but I mean, as you see when we picked up the moon, you can definitely tank your sword's fire rate. So what this upgrade does for the sword is it makes it so you do not have to click to use the sword attack. You can just hold down left button. So if I walk over here and I pick it up, you'll see I do 0.85 damage, right? But my fire rate's 14.25, which you can't go any higher than 10, FYI. After 10, I just cap it, and it's like, all right, this is as fast as the game allows. And you're gonna see why. Look at that. So every single one of those sounds is a crit, because our crit is so high. And every single time it shoots out one of those, it's because that is the 3rd attack my guy is doing. So just barely tapping the left click, my character's making 3 attacks in that time. That's crazy. Now, pair this ability with Twin Shot. Oh my goodness. Prepare to break the game. Yeah. However, even though it seems cool, you're doing 0.85 damage. So it's not super intense, right? I'm not just gonna slam everything, as you can see there. But it's still wildly fun. If you pick up damage upgrades after this, they apply normally. So if you find this item and pick it up, just bank on getting a damage upgrade. For example, like this one over here, Sharp Axe. Okay, I died. I also don't know how I died because I was at 2 HP. But let's pretend like we didn't see anything. Also, let's just take advantage of this opportunity. Let's show you what this upgrade looks like on the gun. This is my normal shot speed. This is my normal special speed, right? When I pick this upgrade up, this is my shot speed. This is my burst speed. I think they're almost even. So at this point, you should never burst. Like, and I said the cap's at 10. So if I pick up something that will put me just a little bit over, like the sun, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the sun puts me over by 5. That's what it looks like now. I don't even have to try. I also have negative 1.65 damage. So maybe that's something I should take into account in my calculations. Let's pop out of here. Let's look and see how the negative interacts, right? I want to see if it heals my enemies. I'm going to click on Stegosaurus. These are all of his different variables that we can be looking at. He does have a max health and a health. Let's just see if the max health works. I'll pull my game up again. I don't know which Stegosaurus this is. Okay, nothing changed there. Let's shoot the other one. I didn't see any changes with the other one. So hey, there you go. I probably need to program in a cap that puts your damage at like 0.1 if you go below the damage, just so that you have a chance of winning. But that's really funny and can be fixed with the upgrade I was trying to show earlier, Sharp Axe. Sharp Axe just gives you plus 2 damage and plus 10% crit. Boop. Back to 0.35. Let's go. Oh, now he's taking damage. You can see it in the right over there. I'm pretty sure if we take the twin shot here, oh my gosh, you just lose your freaking ammo so hard. Look at that, it's just gone. All right, last but certainly not least is Brink. It has a skeleton on the ground, and he has this kind of spirit flying out of him. So if I pick this up, when I take lethal damage, I have a chance to not die. And you're gonna see what I mean by that. Let's take some damage here. Boom. So you see the death animation played, but it was this like red highlighted death. And I lost one of my HP containers permanently. That's how Brink works. It has a 50% chance to save you. And when it does save you, it'll play that animation and it will take away one of your HP containers instead of, you know, losing the game. So right there, it happened again. And if I jump here, happened again. And I'm now at 1. If you're at 1, it doesn't take it away from you and kill you. And also, I have it printing telling me what the chances and the odds are. So I know I'm gonna die if I step on this again. It tells me. So when I jump on it, you can see Brink doesn't work and I have died. Anyways, so let's just say that you collect over the course of a game, you know, 10 upgrades, right? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. 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 That was probably more than 10. Boom. I can't stop myself. Boom. Look at us. We have these cool things swirling around us. We got a cool green tinted arm. These feathers coming off it. That's what my shots look like. That's how much damage I'm doing. I just iced the elemental in 2 seconds. We come over here. Death. Instant death. If I had the sword unlocked, this is what it looks like. If I wanted to, I could give myself something like the worm upgrade here. If I pick it up, look at that. Look at that. That's freaking insane. So, am I super stoked about my game? Yes, the freak I am. After seeing all these power-ups and just having all of them in, they can all work with each other, seeing how they fluctuate my stats, it is so satisfying. And for the first time in like 7 or 8 months since I started this project, it like accurately reflects my vision for the game. I can just picture it in my head, like item rooms, shops, and then a boss. You get like 3 items per area. By the time you're at the end of the game, you got like 15 items. The game's breakable. It's fun. All this stuff adds cool stuff to your character. I'm really excited. And it was so easy to implement in all of those power-ups because I laid the groundwork. No lie, I have on my Discord a page called Daily Accountability, which is funny because I haven't been super accountable lately. I blame my sickness. It's an excuse though. In one day, I made the large majority of everything you just saw. To be fair, sometimes it's usually how it goes when it comes to these devlogs. Sometimes a lot of what I show you is something I did in 1 to 2 days. But freaking to redo 6 power-ups and put in 13 power-ups in 1 day, that is insane. And it was so much fun. And it just showed me like, hey, I got it figured out now. I can put in so much more stuff.
It's going to be easy to put in 100 items at this point. It's just about the pictures now. And then I just have each of them change different things and maybe add a cool little visual to the character. There are some I started working on that I haven't even finished that I would love to show you right now. And I know usually I tease stuff at the end of these devlogs. It's because I feel bad and I'm like, I want to show you more. Not this time. You're not seeing jack shiz. I'm keeping that a surprise. I think I feel comfortable attempting a second Kickstarter, which I need help with, by the way. I love the likes and the comments and the Patreons. Love the support. All of you are awesome. However, my conversion rate from people who watch my videos to people who play my game is like, I don't know. I think, what was the number? 0%. That's a little extreme. It was probably 2.5%. Okay? I don't know why. It's cool that all y'all follow the game and me, but like, I'm making the game because I want people to play it, and I'm like, I can't keep doing what I'm doing realistically without financial support. And I've tried to do the Patreon, and I tried to offer other incentives aside from my game. Maybe I just didn't stick through it. Maybe I just didn't market myself properly, but none of it has really panned out. Heck, I've even tried making t-shirts. This is a t-shirt I made. So I am going to create the Kickstarter page, and next week I should have a link for you to be able to follow the Kickstarter. I've changed a lot in the game. Hopefully people have a better vision of it, and they can better see what I want to do with it. And the game is probably only going to be $5 to back on Kickstarter. If you want to play this game and you want me to be able to release it for real and finish it and add more cool stuff to it, I need some help. I really do. I know we're a pretty small community. I have a very small following. But if you know anyone that likes these kinds of games or would be interested in this, show them. Anyways, I'm really happy, and I'm moving out next Monday. I'm getting married in about a month. I'm currently looking and applying at many different jobs, looking for paying work because I need to now pay for the apartment that I have. I would absolutely love to be able to work on this game and other games like it with my friends and not have to dedicate 8 hours a day to being a wage slave. If you think what you've seen here and what I've done is worthy or deserving of that, then you know how to support me. All right, that's going to do it for this devlog. If you made it through the entire thing, especially my rant, that's awesome. If you would like to play this game and you would like to see more of this game like me, stay tuned for next week and go follow the Kickstarter and tell your friends and share the videos and comment on the videos and like them or dislike them if I did something stupid. But we gotta grow what we have, and I grew from no viewers to 100, and now I've kind of stagnated. I want to take the 100 to 1,000,000 to 1,000. Have a great rest of your week, whoever's watching this. If you're sick like me, I hope you get better.
See you later. Bye.